So, hello YouTube. This is my live stream after a very long time, and today we have a very important topic to discuss. Now, although this topic is very important, it is very simple, and this is so important that it can be the reason that your website works and your website doesn't work. This can be the reason why customers like your website and they hate it. This can be the reason no one likes opening a website and everyone loves surfing your website. Now, what is it? It is basically image optimization. Obviously, you have seen the title and thumbnail of this YouTube video, so you already know what we are going to get into. Now, a typical website has anywhere from 50, 100 to maybe 1,000 images. Now, by image, I mean everything like SVG, GIFs, PNG, Jpeg, etc. And there are a lot of confusions around which one you should use to make your website most optimized and most optimal, and make your website very lightweight so that it can be downloaded even in low internet speed devices. So we have a lot to cover in this video, but trust me, this is going to be a very easy but very valuable one. And we are going to see how to optimize images for web, and we are going to see things like compression. We are going to see when we should use PNG, JPG, SVG, GIFs, etc. And we are also going to use media queries to actually compress your images and actually just load the kind of image that is needed for the device. For example, if your user is using a 4K TV screen, which is like 10,000 pixels, you obviously need to present him or her with a good quality image. But if they're just using a 5-inch mobile phone, well, you don't really need a huge quality image because it's not going to make any difference. And you need to understand, first of all, why you should do that, which I just explained, but also how you can do that. So let's just cover those topics now. Now, first of all, we have to cover which image should we use: PNG, JPG, SVG, or GIF. Now, you will find a lot of explanations online, but I'll just give you brief one letter points of each when to use them. If you have transparency in your images, use PNG. PNG images allow you to remove your background. If you have seen our thumbnails, we usually try to remove our backgrounds and display it in a different background that is used by the help of PNG images. Then we have JPEG. This is usually good for photography or colorful images because it allows a lot of colors. For example, GIF just allows 256, whereas JPG allows like, I don't know, thousands or millions of colors. You can Google that obviously. And SVG should only be used when you need icons. Now, icons should be very simple, and SVGs are not really something that people use in their day to day life, but web developers use it a lot. And no matter how long or how short you make the icon, it retains all its pixels and the quality is intact. And in the end, we have GIF. Obviously, we have tribute to the Dogecoin on the right bottom corner. For GIF are usually used for animations, and if you're living in 2021, I'm sure you know what a GIF is. Now, for optimizing images, there are multiple websites that we can use. For example, PNG, JPEG. Now, obviously, it depends on the kind of website you have. If the website you have requires users to upload images, then you can't really use these online services. You will be using AWS, and you will be optimizing images in the backend in your server, or maybe something even in the front end. But I'm talking about when you're creating, let's say, a website for yourself, which has some images. Now, before you upload any image there, you have to compress your image. I'll show you a simple example. I downloaded an image from Unsplash, and see, this is the result. Let me know if you can see it. So the original image was 2.3 MBs. Now, this is not really that bad. I've seen images which are 20 MBs and up, especially if they are clicked with an iPhone. But anyways, we have 2.3 MBs, and just with the help of this tool, it was reduced to 8.6 KBs, which is more than 99.6% savings in file size. Now, this is just awesome, and this small little trick can be the difference between if your website works and if it doesn't work. So it is really very important to make sure you do actually compress your websites, your images for websites, sorry. Now for PNG, there's tiny PNG, and obviously you can Google the rest, you get the idea. Now, the main topic I want to cover today is media queries. Now, what the hell is a media query and how we can optimize our website and resize the images based on media queries? So first of all, we need to open the code and have made a very simple website for you. And I'll link to all the links that I'm showing you in this video all the links from where I learned about this, and probably the code as well after this video ends. So if I forget, remind me in the comments or the chat after this video ends. So basically what I want to show to you is that let's say we had a website like this. Now obviously it needs a bigger image because now the screen is bigger. But what if the screen is smaller? See, it changed. The background changed when the screen size was smaller. And when it's small enough to show the image again, the image came back. Now, what's the difference? Why is it happening? First of all, let me open the network tab, zoom in the screen for you guys, and now I'll actually show you. I'll refresh the website, bring in the orange screen. Now, when I increase the screen size, you see the large image was downloaded, which is obviously very big. For example, let's see if you can see the size here, because it's 2.4 MBs. Now, what if the screen size was smaller? Now, if I decrease the size of this screen, you see small image was downloaded, which is just 30 MBs, or sorry, 30 KBs, 38 KBs to be precise. Now, what's the benefit of this? What's the benefit of using media queries? Well, if user just opened this on a small screen device, I just refreshed this page, you see just the small image was downloaded. Now, granted, for this screen size, the size of this image is more than what we need. So 38.3 KBs is good enough for this screen size, which is typically a mobile phone. But if I start increasing the size, if user goes to a 4K screen or a desktop or a laptop with a big screen, well, only then we will be downloading the large image. So basically, if we don't need to show a large image, we won't download multiple MBs of data. But if we do need to download multiple MBs of data, we have to make sure that it's a large enough resolution so that our website works pretty well and the user does not see pixelated and broken images. So this is how we can actually optimize our website. So if it's a smaller size screen, we'll only download the smaller size image. If it's a larger size screen, we'll download the larger size image. Now, how do we do that? Let's just dive into the code, and it's very simple. I'll just explain you the code logic, and I'll make the screen full size. I'll remove myself. You probably want to see the code anyways. Now, you see, initially I have set the background to be orange. Now, this is how you can use media queries, and this is not a media query tutorial video, right? This is a video I'm just explaining you how you can leverage media queries to optimize your website based on the screen size and the image size. I have two images. One is large image.jpg and one is small image.jpg. And basically what I want to do is I'm saying that when media screen, obviously there are different things you can use here. There are multiple things you can control on media, and you can obviously Google them, or let me know in the comments down below if you're very interested. The comment that gets the maximum likes, we'll make a video on that. So that's a plus for you guys. And we are saying when the minimum width is 888 pixels. Now, obviously, you need to know what your users are using and what different screen sizes you want to capture. But basically, I'm saying when the minimum width is 888 pixels, I want to use the large image. And when the maximum width is 555 pixels, basically when it's a small screen device, I want to use a small image. And that's it. It's as simple as that. Now, granted, this is a great way to optimize your website. See, just the large image was downloaded because we don't need a smaller image because it's a larger screen. As we go down, small image was downloaded. I cannot stress this enough how important this is and how many developers miss this simple thing. I have seen beautiful websites, but they take 15 seconds to load. And that just breaks my heart because they have put in so much effort, and just simply optimizing their images can make a big difference, it's a deal breaker basically for people. No one wants to wait for 15 seconds today to open a website, right? So if I refresh, just a small image is downloaded, increase the size. Once we reach the required size, we get the large image. So I hope you got the idea. I hope you got the basic understanding of how important images are for a website and how you can optimize them. There are multiple ways. We have just touched the surface. There's so many more things you can do. For example, there's metadata in an image. Usually, if an image is captured with a mobile phone, what you can do is you can actually see where it was taken, which phone it was taken, the date, and so on and so forth. which takes unnecessary data, which takes unnecessary space, because all of that is saved in your image. You don't need that metadata. So there are many websites you can go to, remove your metadata. Basically, it will decrease the size of your image by 10 or 15%, but it won't impact the quality of the image, because obviously there is no reason to decrease the quality, because you're just removing the metadata. You're not really removing the actual image pixels. So these are some things you need to understand. You need to use the right kind of image at the right kind of place. Don't use JPEG images if possible. PNG and SVGs are my favorite. GIF are also fine, but they lose their quality very quickly when the sizing is increased. So it depends on you what you want to use, but do optimize your images, do use media queries, and let me know by hitting the thumbs up button if you learned anything new in this video. And also, as I said before, the comment that gets the maximum number of likes, we'll make a video on that. So until next time, bye.